Hi everyone, it's Carol here, the founder of the Sleep Success Academy. And today's video is titled Sleep at Your Fingertips. And I say that because with tapping, so EFT tapping, you can actually get sleep at your fingertips. And that's what I want to talk to you about today in this video, how that's possible and how you can learn this technique for yourself so that you can improve the quality of your sleep. And as I say that, I also wanted to let you know that on my website, sleepsuccessacademy.com, I just added a new free resource called Reclaim Your Sleep, Reclaim Your Life. It was a free coaching call that I did. And if you wanted to watch the replay on how you can reclaim your sleep and then you reclaim your life and really get to enjoy the things that you're missing out on because you're sleep deprived, you can just click watch the replay and then get a copy of the email or get a copy of the replay in your email so that you can just take that coaching call in, and then you never know, you might actually learn something in that coaching call that will actually improve the quality of your sleep. But today I really wanted to talk about tapping and how we can get sleep at our fingertips, as I say, and how it's made such a big difference in my life and in the quality of my sleep, and how I'm now teaching others in the Better Sleep community how to use this technique in order to help calm their nervous system, in order to really look at their emotional well-being, their mindset, and their behaviors, adding this tool to their everyday life so that they can then fall asleep quicker, stay asleep longer through the night, and wake up feeling refreshed. So, what is tapping? So, I don't know if you've heard of this modality. It looks kind of weird because I remember when I first came across it, I used to go hide in the woods. I am someone, as you can tell, that loves the great outdoors, and I would actually go walking or hiking on a trail and then just kind of hide myself behind a tree and use tapping then because we start tapping on the side of the hand, and then we tap on the top of the head, on the eyebrow, the side of the eye, under the nose, the chin point, collarbone, and then under the arm. And so it's a technique that we're using the end points of the meridian. So for me, when I think of meridians, the easiest way for me to explain them is how, we have blood vessels, veins, everything that carries our blood all through our body from like our tiptoes to the top of our head to the end of our fingertips. Well, we have the same thing as meridian lines or energy lines. We just don't see them, but there are some instruments that you can use to test, and you can see the energy that is being released in them. So when you go see an acupuncturist and he's putting needles in your body, he's actually putting the needles in those meridian lines. And so tapping, it's also known sometimes, I've heard many people refer to it as acupuncture for your emotions, meaning that when you're feeling frustrated, when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling dread about going to bed because you're just not going to fall asleep again. Who's been there? If you struggle with sleep, then how can we start using tapping in order then to help us overcome those feelings and emotions so that our body and our mind can go to sleep? I know for me, when I was struggling with sleep, I worried about not sleeping. I thought about not sleeping all day. I told everyone who would listen that I had no more off switch for my brain. The biggest limiting belief I think that I had at the time was that I believed that my body had lost the ability to fall asleep on its own. Therefore, I needed to take sleep medication in order to fall asleep, but they didn't work. I mean, I took two of them, which was the limit that I could, the maximum that my doctor had prescribed. And I maybe slept 2 to 3 hours a night. And I did that for years until I lost the feeling in my hands and feet from the exhaustion. So I don't know if you can picture how exhausted you have to be walking. I remember leaving work that day knowing that I needed to take some time off and trying to go down the stairs, but like not being able to feel my feet on the steps. It felt like I was walking on a cloud. I was that exhausted, and just getting home and just burning out and saying, I can't do this anymore. And so I stopped working for a while under the direction of my doctor. And I came across this video that showed this technique. Like I said, it's really weird. It was Nick Hortner, who I do believe is a tapping solution that he has. So it was his video. And he used to say, like, it looks like a monkey, like top of the head, under the arm, right? Like, who's going to do this with us? But it really works. And since then, so that was in 2017. So quite a few years ago. And there's been some scientific research done on this. They show that like tapping on the end point of the meridian actually does something inside the brain. They do this with fMRI machines. I don't really need to know how it works because I've experienced it. But for the people who want the science behind it, just follow Dr. Peter Stapleton. She's a professor at Bonn University. She's done so many studies on tapping and how effective it is for different things. And the reason why tapping can work for weight loss and it can work for sleep and it can work for this and that, like there's more than one, is because tapping is not about sleep. It's about when you do it, it regulates your nervous system. It calms you down. It allows you to get a clearer mind. So I know when I'm feeling confused or I don't know what to do, I might just start tapping without even words. And I'll just go through the points while it's going to calm down my nervous system. And then I can get an idea of what I need to do next. It just really is a great tool to help you set proper boundaries, to help you change your limiting belief or your limiting mindset so that then you can create new empowering belief for yourself that will help you sleep better. I know the day that I woke up on the couch, I had been tapping for about 3 weeks, about an hour a day. And you've got to think that I was having panic attacks as well from lack of sleep, and I had to stop working and I could not. My nervous system was so hyped up. And about 3 weeks, an hour a day, I woke up on the couch one afternoon. So to go from my body has no ability to sleep to waking up on the couch was like better than winning $1 million, because all of a sudden my body had regained the ability to fall asleep. My body had calmed down enough, my nervous system had calmed down enough that sleep then came naturally as opposed to needing medication for it. And so that became my journey with tapping and wanting to teach people that it is possible to get sleep naturally with your fingertips. So if you want to know more, I encourage you to join the Better Sleep Community. So the Better Sleep Community is my online program. What we do in the Better Sleep Community is we learn how to tap specifically with a technique that I called holding the truth tapping. Now there's many techniques in tapping and I know them all and I teach them all depending on the situation as we go along. But holding the truth tapping technique is really the beginner, not the beginner, but where we start, like we're just going to hold the truth. So tapping has a setup statement, like we could say something, even though I'm really tired and I'm frustrated because I can't sleep. So we would tap through the frustration of not sleeping. Right here, right now, I'm doing the best that I can, right? We would do the points. So it's a whole algorithm that I teach people in the Better Sleep Community. But at the same time, if you go down on my YouTube channel, you can put like tapping for frustration or anxiety about sleep, and it will bring up some tapping videos that I've done in the past that you can give it a try for yourself. However, I do know that when you're with like-minded people, like we are in a Better Sleep Community, it really helps you then put this technique, this practice into your daily life, and then watch how your sleep changes, and then your whole life changes. You get happier, you're not as cranky, and then you have better energy. The people around you can notice that, then they start being happier as well because they're like, I know my husband, for him, I was so sleep deprived. I was cranky all the time, and I used to get mad at him because he snored, which meant he was having a good sleep and I wasn't. So I know that using tapping allowed me to release a lot of this pent up energy, a lot of these, I'm going to call them bad emotions that I was feeling. They weren't really, I don't think emotions are good or bad, but they were not what I wanted to feel in that moment when I couldn't sleep. So if you have more questions about tapping, don't hesitate to reach out to me at support@sleepsuccessacademy.com. And I know 100% in my heart that this technique can help you get better sleep if you're struggling with your sleep.